for 30 minutes, whole segments, talking about economics, tariffs, global economy. Where do we get from our trading partners in Mexico? What do we get from our trading partners in Canada? What do we get from China and the Chinese Communist Party? Kevin O'Leary giving one of the most succinct and smart analysis of the Chinese Communist Party, the fascist economy built on the slave labor allowed by Beijing. Last night, by the way, for the new federal state, I talked to thousands of people in one of these Zoom calls to talk about going forward and everything we're working on. And the Lao Beijing is more dedicated than ever because they understand that the shaky, the question of legitimacy and illegitimacy, the Chinese Communist Party, to talk about the $1 trillion that she's had to infuse into the local economy, everybody understands that China's right on the edge. This is why President Trump, they can't take a 25% tariff. The tariff discussion is getting back now to actual thing called policy, not just raw hatred, policy, in a sophisticated analysis. For every show, Chris Hayes, Joy Ann Reid, Lawrence O'Donnell, and particularly Stephanie Rule in her show last night was, and Simone was on there. Simone, good on you. It was brilliant. You had Stein from the Washington Post. You had very sophisticated people. And Stein brought the key point. This is why what President Trump said yesterday is so different. He's not talking about, I'm going to put tariffs on avocados. Or remember when we had the situation with the wall, and they had Peter Navarro, and Peter Navarro went down there and they started talking about potentially blanket tariffs, and all of a sudden you had 10,000 Mexican Marines deployed to the border with the whole thing of remain in Mexico, the first part of it, using tariffs as a blunt force tool, right? We really haven't had a discussion. Stein, the Washington Post, brings it up. His 25% tariffs on Mexico, the 25% tariffs on Canada, the 25% tariffs on China are blanket tariffs on our three largest trading partners. I don't know. It's $2 or $3 trillion of trade. What was his message? His message to Mexico and the Chinese Communist Party, I've had it with the fentanyl. I've had it with the 70,000 people dying a year. I've had it with the Vietnam War every year. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. And you're not listening to me. Just like the American people in the Fifth. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now?